Hi, it's James here from Totally Wild UK here again, and we're out still on the marshlands here looking for vast swathes of wild ingredients. There's loads of stuff: sea aster, sea purslane, marsh samphire. There's huge amounts of things here, all within this 1 metre squared. We could pick plenty for our lunch, but the one I'm looking at, which is really exciting, which tastes like coriander. And you would not imagine that we can get a wild plant that grows prolifically in the UK that tastes like coriander. It always seems like something really not British. We couldn't imagine coriander being something we can pick from the wild right here. But it is, it's right down here. Ironically called sea coriander or sea arrowgrass. And actually it looks really like grass, and we've probably, if we've been down to the marshland, walked all over this stuff, presuming it's grass. But if we'd stopped for a second, looked down at it, picked a little bit and rubbed it in our fingers, we would think how strange this grass smells like coriander. And it does. It tastes like coriander, it smells like coriander, it can be used as a direct substitute for coriander in any dish that calls for it. So let's take a look at how to identify it. It does have grass-like looking leaves. They're long, thin, can grow up to 30 centimetres in length, and they have a little ridge in them, so they have a groove. So instead of being completely round, they've got a little groove that runs up the centre to the very top. If we go down to the very base, where not all of these grasses, but most of the grasses collect, instead of doing one flat mat surface where they pop up randomly, they'll go into one single rosette and you'll get loads of the grass-like structures coming out, and then further up you'll have loads again. And where they go into the ground, you'll get maybe like 10 to 15 of these grass-like structures go in on one shoot. And I always think right at the base, it looks a bit like lemongrass, how a bunch of lemongrass looks when you buy that. And when we pick it, we want to pick the base and the leaves. And then it'll produce a shoot like this, you can see down here. It produces a shoot. These are almost like little cones that grow on the side of the stem. And these are the flowers. And then they'll turn into the seeds. You can see we've got a really tall, seedy one here. And what's great as well, the seeds can be eaten, the leaves can be eaten, the shoots and the flowers can be eaten. So we don't need to worry about any of it. There is some concern about these green tips of sea arrowgrass. So if there's been severe drought or severe heat, these tips can start to hold on to something that in essence is cyanide. We do not get this severe heat in the UK, regardless of how hot it is. When it's talking serious heat, it's meaning really high temperatures that we just do not get here. So not one to be wary of for us. There's also some concern about it being fermented, so I just advise for this one not to ferment it. I think there's been some incidents in cows where they've chewed it, and I obviously have multiple stomachs. It gets fermented, pass through stomach to stomach, they churn it back up, chew it, and that fermentation has caused this to develop and caused issues for the cows, but not one for us as humans with our single stomach to be worried about, but something that I don't like to ferment either, just at the risk of that. So we can pick the stems like this, munch away. Unbelievable, it shocks me every time, and I know it's going to taste like coriander. Munch away on that, and then these flowers, we can pull those, and the seeds as well, we can pull those off. And our little coriander pops. Now, what's great is today, this hasn't been planned, I made some carrot soup at home. And I know what it'll look like. It'll look like a purposely brought carrot soup so I can pop some sea coriander in, but I haven't. So I made some carrot soup at home. And we all know carrot and coriander goes together really well. I'm going to pour myself some carrot soup. I'm going to grab some of the seed pods off our sea coriander and drop them in. How good is that? Carrot and wild coriander, sea coriander soup. I am genuinely buzzing about that. That's it. Sea coriander, sea arrowgrass, something that is in abundance, vast abundance at the coast, and tastes like coriander. Mind blown.